Hey everybody, it's day 222 of Training Daily Excellence. My name is Brad Gieske. Today we are talking about the psychological game. Now in the previous 3 videos, I talked about the physical game, the tactical game, and the technical game. The most important of these 4 is going to be our psychological game, because it's going to enable us to unlock the other 3. As a soccer player developing, if we don't have the belief in ourselves, and if we're not determined and willing to put in the effort, then none of our other pieces will flourish. Not even our physical game. Even though we'd be physically gifted and we'd have some genetic capacity to go about the processes necessary for performing at a high level in soccer, if we don't max those out at the modern game, it won't mean much, because in the modern game, the professional players not only are physically gifted, very, very gifted, they're maxing out that capacity. They're working hard to develop even further in their physical capacity, not to mention their tactical and their technical game as well, which take a lot of time, a lot of devotion, and a lot of just simply effort to go about it. So, psychologically, what are we looking for in a soccer player? Number 1 is going to be our coachability. Can you perform something, receive feedback on it, both from yourself and from other people, and change to make it better? That's what coachability is. So many times a player will perform a task, so whether it's a technical or a tactical or a physical piece of their game, and when they're given feedback, they won't work to implement it. They'll go back to that comfort zone of what they already know how to do. But as a player, can you be coachable? Can you be malleable? Can you change when that feedback comes in? Because that feedback is valuable. Even misdirected feedback is valuable because it allows us to reevaluate what we're doing. And reevaluation then allows us to coach ourselves. And that's going to be our highest level of coachability, is once we can coach ourselves, that's the highest level of coachability. But first you have to be able to listen to others. First you have to be able to hear something and then implement that into your game. Now, coachability isn't the only thing though, because we're also going to need some grit. Grit is passion and perseverance multiplied across each other. We need passion because you'll never be great at something you don't love doing. Hear me again. You'll never be great at something that you don't love doing. And that's okay. If soccer isn't that thing that you love doing, recognize that and appreciate it and find what you do love doing. But we're also going to need perseverance. Even if we love something, there are going to be times where it doesn't love us back. And that's where perseverance comes in. We're going to have to fail again and again and again and again for very, very many attempts before we find our success. Just think about it. The first time you tried to juggle, maybe you tried to juggle to 100. It didn't happen, did it? But eventually in time, those small failures allowed your body to adjust, receive the feedback, coach itself, and then perform the action. So that's where perseverance comes in. Recognize that you're not going to succeed every single time. Appreciate that you're not going to succeed every time. And then coach. Use that coachability. Coach yourself to use that feedback and then to persevere. Okay? So love the game, persevere, and be coachable. The rest takes care of itself, because dedication, that's going to come through the perseverance. Confidence, that's going to come from performing things over and over and over again. And hope is really just going to be the last piece here, because sometimes we have to have hope. And I think the definition of hope inherently has some piece that we don't have a full understanding, or we don't know exactly what will happen, but we're wishing for something that will happen. And so we have to have hope. And so with hope, with perseverance, with passion, and with our coachability, we will succeed. See you guys tomorrow.